the heartbreak of a faithful God. There are few sights more devastating than a faithful spouse sitting alone with a heart full of love and a life full of betrayal. You have probably seen it at some point. A husband or wife who gave themselves fully to the covenant only to be met with unfaithfulness. The vows still matter to one person, but not to the other. What God designed as a permanent bond is treated like a contract that can be torn up whenever feelings change. It rarely begins with open betrayal. It usually starts quietly, a small drift, a secret moment, a step away from home that no one notices at first. But over time, the wandering heart becomes bolder and the double life grows easier. The unfaithful spouse starts believing they can have both worlds, the thrill of adultery and the security of a faithful partner waiting at home. And the faithful spouse usually responds by trying harder. They love more, give more, serve more, hoping they can win their partner back. All the while we watch from the outside and feel sick inside, because everyone can see the tragedy unfolding except the one being used. This is the emotional world we enter when we read Hosea. It is not a theological lecture. It is the heartbreak of God. From the beginning, marriage was not meant to be a casual agreement, but a sacred covenant that reflects the relationship between God and his people. In the Old Testament, God calls himself the husband of Israel. In the New Testament, the church is described as the bride of Christ. God chooses the deepest human relationship to reveal the depth of his own love. But Israel had been drifting for generations. God had poured out blessing, protection, and guidance. Yet Israel and Judah began turning after other gods, slowly at first, then boldly. Their unfaithfulness grew open and unapologetic. And God, like a faithful spouse watching the truth unfold, saw that they were not coming back. So he called Hosea to live the story that God himself was living. When the Lord first spoke through Hosea, the Lord said to Hosea, "Go take to yourself a wife of whoredom and have children of whoredom, for the land commits great whoredom by forsaking the Lord." So he went and took Gomer the daughter of Diblaim, and she conceived and bore him a son. Hosea 1:2-3. Hosea enters a marriage that is destined to break. Gomer bears his children and then returns to her old life. She leaves her home, she leaves her family, she leaves the man who loved her. Hosea watches the woman he committed his life to walk into the arms of others. And God says, "This is how I feel. And I will punish her for the feast days of the Baals when she burned offerings to them and adorned herself with her ring and jewelry and went after her lovers and forgot me, declares the Lord." Hosea 2:13. Gomer eventually becomes enslaved, trapped in the consequences of her own choices. And God commands Hosea to do something almost unthinkable. He tells him to go get her back. Hosea walks into the marketplace. He sees his own wife being sold like an object, and he buys her back with silver and grain, a price of redemption, a picture of relentless love. This is what God has been doing for Israel. Their hearts were unfaithful, but his love kept pursuing. But before restoration, judgment must come. Israel was not simply making mistakes. They were trying to live a double life. They wanted the blessings of God while giving their hearts to other lovers. This is why their words ring hollow in Hosea 6. "Come, let us return to the Lord, for he has torn us, that he may heal us. He has struck us down, and he will bind us up. After 2 days he will revive us. On the 3rd day he will raise us up, that we may live before him." Let us know. Let us press on to know the Lord. His going out is sure as the dawn. He will come to us as the showers, as the spring rains that water the earth. Hosea 6:1-3. At first these words sound good, even spiritual, but look deeper. There is no confession, no grief, no sorrow for sin. There is no love. Their words focus on what God will do for them, not on their unfaithfulness toward him. It is the voice of someone who wants the benefits of marriage, but not the relationship. God replies with heartbreaking clarity. "What shall I do with you, O Ephraim? What shall I do with you, O Judah? Your love is like a morning cloud, like the dew that goes early away. Therefore I have hewn them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and my judgment goes forth as the light. For I desire steadfast love and not sacrifice, the knowledge of God rather than burnt offerings." Hosea 6:4-6. God is saying, your loyalty vanishes as quickly as morning mist. Your repentance is shallow. Your rituals mean nothing without a faithful heart. I want your love, not your religious performance. In time Israel was sent into captivity, God released them because they refused to return to him with love. But even then, he promised redemption. His love would not die there. Hosea's story is not just history. It reveals the heart of the God you serve today, the God who loves you with a covenant love, the God who calls his people his bride. Paul writes, "For I feel a divine jealousy for you, since I betrothed you to one husband to present you as a pure virgin to Christ." 2 Corinthians 11:2. Revelation gives us the final picture. "And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Come, I will show you the bride, the wife of the Lamb." Revelation 21:2-9. Hosea's story forces us to look beyond the ancient world and into our own hearts. It reminds us that Jesus does not want a relationship built on convenience or quick spiritual fixes. He wants a faithful bride who loves him above every rival. The love he offers is personal, devoted, patient, and deep, and he desires a love in return that is sincere and whole. So it is worth slowing down long enough to be honest with yourself. Are you walking closely with Christ today, or have your affections begun drifting toward another love? Sometimes the rival is clear. Sometimes it is quiet and subtle, a soft pull toward comfort, pleasure, ambition, or self, a whisper that promises something you think you need, a small distraction that slowly shapes your heart without you noticing. Yet Jesus always calls you back. He never stops pursuing. He invites you to recognize the signs of drift before your love for him grows thin. What desire is competing for your loyalty? What voice is nudging you to step away from the shepherd who laid down his life for you? What small compromise is quietly forming your heart into someone you never meant to become? With that comes a gentle but necessary question. What can you do today to strengthen your love for King Jesus? What practice, prayer, confession, or conversation will help steady your heart in him before another lover wins your attention? Think with honesty. Think with hope. Think as someone who is loved beyond measure. The God who redeemed Gomer through Hosea is the same God who redeems you through Christ. His purpose is not to shame you, but to draw you closer. His longing is not to condemn you, but to guard your heart for himself. So pause and look at your life with clear eyes. Ask yourself in the quiet places of your soul, where is my heart leaning today? And what will I choose to do about it? And if there is something God is stirring in you through this passage, consider sharing it in the comments. Your reflection might be the very encouragement someone else needs as they battle their own pull toward a false lover. Your honesty could help another believer find their way back to the faithful love of Jesus.